talked about Loranna. She was seeking some recommendations for a family lawyer, and she was asking her followers for some advice on when it came to mothering. And she was asking, oh, have you ever had anybody in your life who has tried to shame you as a mother? And she was asking for recommendations on what she should do moving forward. Well, now she has started a GoFundMe. She's trying to raise $6,000 to get legal representation. So this is what her GoFundMe says. It says, hey, I am Loranna, and it says, many people have come to know me through television and have followed part of my journey over the years. I received messages from people who connected with my story, supported me, and continued to encourage me without knowing me personally. I'm truly grateful for all the kindness and support that I have received. Today I'm going through one of the most challenging moments in my life. As a Brazilian immigrant living in the United States, I'm facing a family law matter that requires legal representation. Before creating this fundraiser, I reached out to different programs, organizations, and legal assistance resources seeking help. Unfortunately, despite my efforts, I have not yet been able to find an attorney who can represent me. The cost of hiring an attorney is very high, and at this moment, I do not have the financial ability to cover these expenses on my own. After a lot of thought, I decided to create this fundraiser. Sometimes you can get like court-appointed attorneys. I wonder if that's a thing when it comes to like fighting family law. If anybody knows the answer to that, definitely let me know in the comments. But she goes on to say that she's not been able to find an attorney who can represent her, and getting attorneys very high. And she says she does not have the financial ability to cover these expenses on her own. So after a lot of thought, she started the fundraiser. And she said her goal is simple. She wants to have access to legal representation and the professional support that I need to navigate this process properly. Asking for help is not easy. I've always tried to handle my challenges privately, but I've learned that sometimes asking for support is also an act of courage. Then she says thank you for people no matter what amount they donate. And I did notice that she said she is located in Ventura, California, which confirms that when the Merrifields moved to California, she moved to California as well, because they split like right around the time that they did end up moving to California. So I didn't know if she went with them and then they split up, or she stayed back in Colorado, but that confirms she's in California. So then she ended up posting on her Instagram after she posted the GoFundMe, and she said, I want to share a small clarification with you because many people have been asking about my situation and the reason why I'm asking for support. I understand that many people want transparency because they genuinely want to support me, but they still have questions about certain things. I want to be honest with you, while also respecting the limits of what I can share. I even wrote down what I want to say because these are personal matters I need to handle privately, especially for my daughter's privacy. She said what I can't share is at this time, I do not have regular financial support that covers my expenses and responsibilities. I'm actively looking for a job, but this process has been more difficult than I expected. In the meantime, I'm doing everything I can to rebuild my life, care for my daughter, and create stability. I am also facing significant expenses related to my current situation, including the need for legal representation, which is one of the reasons I created my fundraiser and accepted support from those who want to help me during this time. Man, she should just stay back in Colorado because the living expenses in California are freaking astronomical. I'm sure Loranna looked at like the Merrifields, and here they are with this $1 million house, and they had all these nice things in Colorado, and she probably thought living in America was super easy and it was super obtainable to get all these things. But then she got here and realized it's a lot harder than she thinks. And I'm pretty sure that Garrick's family, or at least Danielle's family, counts her money. And then to go on to say that right now she doesn't have a job, she's trying to rebuild her life, she's trying to care for her daughter, she's trying to create stability, she's also facing significant expenses, including the need for legal representation, which is one of the reasons that I created my fundraiser and accepted support from those who want to help me during this time. I'm not asking anyone to fix my life. I'm working hard to find employment, become independent, and build a better future for myself and my daughter. I'm deeply grateful to everyone who has shown kindness, sent messages, shared my story, prayed for us, contributed in any way. Every bit of support has meant so much to us. And does she even have a work visa? I guess, because I know that takes time. Once you do marry someone, it's like a whole process, like after that, before you even get your work visa. It's not something that comes immediately. But then I also noticed after she did post on Instagram, like saying, hey guys, I know you're asking a lot of questions. I really can't answer those questions. I'm just going through a lot. Like, she did touch on some things, like she was struggling financially and didn't have a job. I noticed that she changed the name of her GoFundMe, and she changed it from her trying to raise money for legal expenses to now this GoFundMe is help Loranna through this difficult transition in her life. At this time, her highest donation is $100, and she's raised over $730 of her $6,000 goal. So she's about a little bit over a tenth the way there. Yeah, and then she changed the description of her GoFundMe, where she said, I'm going through a very difficult and unexpected transition in my life. I'm working hard to rebuild stability and move forward, but I'm currently facing challenges I cannot handle alone. I am seeking support to help access the resources and assistance I need during this challenging time. Because this is a sensitive family matter, I need to protect my privacy and cannot share any personal details. So I wonder what happened that made her decide to change the description from her saying, oh, I'm raising money for legal support, to now suddenly it's for this difficult transition. Maybe she's scared that maybe Garrett and Garrick and what's her name, Danielle, hear that she's trying to get money for a lawyer and she's raising money. Maybe she's afraid that Garrick and Danielle are going to be like, okay, let's take some of our money and hire an even bigger lawyer, and they're going to try to be 2 steps ahead of her. So maybe she's trying to be more careful about and not trying to announce her next move as much, but I mean, it's kind of out there already. But yeah, guys, her GoFundMe has been up for a few weeks now, and it's got about, like I said, a little over $700 at this time. But let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. There really hasn't been much from Danielle and Garrick on social media outside of Danielle's weird delusional reel she posted a few months ago, where she was dancing to Christian music in the mountains, and she's not a very good dancer, and it kind of, I don't know, it's everybody in the comments were like, girl, are you okay? They're very concerned for Danielle's well-being after seeing that video. And that was after Loranna first came out and said that she was separated from the family and was going to try to figure out a plan moving forward on what to do next. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I'm wondering when the next season of Seeking Sister Wife is going to come out, and if they're going to bring the Merrifields back.